Holy catfish! It's the aquaponics lady. G'day, alright, so I'm wanting to talk to you a little bit about filtration today, and I've got one of my backup aquarium filters in here to show you. Aquarium filters are pretty much the same as aquaculture filters, but a lot smaller. Aquaculture, they're bloody huge. But it's the same principles of one of our aquarium filters as what we're doing within our aquaponics system, which is really cool when you think about it. Now, this is very, very simple. You have a pipe that goes in, so water coming in from your aquarium. We'll take the lid off. And we have a nice safety guard. We have two types of filtration that happen within our aquariums and also within our aquaponics system. We have what's called the mechanical filtration. So this is where we're removing all of the solid waste from our system. So any of the fish poo, any of the uneaten food, anything at all like that, we're needing to remove it from our aquaponics system. Otherwise we can end up with bad water quality issues. So if we keep all of that solid waste in there, it's going to start affecting our water quality, and we don't want that happening. We don't want to get ammonia spikes, we don't want to get nitrite spikes, we don't want to get anything at all like that, okay? So we want to remove it out of the system. Now, a lot of people say, hey, pop it in your grow bed, don't worry about it, then just put some worms in there, and it works for them. Awesome. If it works for them, great. Is it best practice? No, it's actually not best practice, because you'll end up with all of your solid waste building up into clumps in different areas all around your grow bed media, and it will then become anaerobic. So that means no oxygen in that area. It will get smelly, and it will also cause your water to have spikes of ammonia and nitrite. That's why we want to move it out of our system. So following the same principle of an aquarium, with our aquaponics system, we have the mechanical filtration. So generally within our aquarium filters, this is the first layer of the filtration. This is just a piece of matting. This could be pantyhose. This could be anything that is going to catch solid waste and let the rest of the water go through. That's all this is. And this is what I use in my small little barrel system. I've got the it's just a pail, just one of those pails, I'll show you in a sec. But a pail, the water comes in at the top, it goes through here, filters out under here, all the solid waste is then caught up in this matting, and then goes off into the grow beds. The rest of a normal aquarium filter is based on biological filtration. So biological filtration is where it's talking all about our nitrifying bacteria. So you know how, hopefully, you've looked at how to cycle my system. We want to colonize our system with nitrifying bacteria. In the aquarium, it lives in here. So this is what we call filter matting, but this is lots of surface area, so that's where it lives. And our filter is made up of lots of these, again, more matting, but I'm wanting to get down here to show you. In this case, it's what we call, this is called coldness 1. I'll bring it around a bit closer. Coldness 1. This is one option. This has a lot of surface area for the bacteria to live in. And our filters, in an aquarium filter, this is mostly what they're made of these days. Within our aquaponics system though, unless if you've got a nutrient film techniques or NFT system, you need to have some other form of place for your bacteria to live, so generally a bioball, coldness 1, something like this. But if you've got your grow bed, which is very common, our grow bed is where we're having our expanded clay. So this is where the biological filtration is actually taking place. So the aquarium happens in small little canister, nice, neat, nice, compact in these type of things, and the matting. Within our aquaponics system, it happens in our gravel and our expanded clay. So this is the biological filtration part. So we're replicating what's happening in our filters and what's happening in nature, and we're putting it into our aquaponics system. Okay, so we need to have both types of that filtration happening. We need to have the mechanical, which is this one, and we need to have the biological, which in aquaponics generally is the expanded clay or the small gravel. Filtration is that simple. We need to have a home for our environment, we need to have the water flowing through it, and we need to have that constantly happening. If it's not constantly happening, you'll end up with water quality issues and health issues for your fish, and we just don't want that. So prevention is better than cure. A lot of people say that it has to be a trickle filter. This is just one last thing I'm wanting to say. A trickle filter within aquaponics. Well, they work, absolutely, because you've got water trickling through. You're getting aeration within the water, which is always great. You never have enough aeration. But just want to keep in mind, because I kind of disagree with people on this front, and this would be my aquaculture training. The aquaculture filters are all flooded. All of it, every single aquarium filter is flooded. So this is filled with water. There is no aeration in here. Aeration happens when the water is moving around and breaking the surface. So just that as an extra little bonus tip there for you. So filtration, we needed to have mechanical. So we need to remove solid waste from the system. Very easy, water just comes in, solid waste sits there. If you've got the bigger systems, so like my bigger system that's currently in the hothouse there, people often use what's called a solid separator, swirl filter, or a radial flow filter. Different names, slightly different plumbing techniques for it, but it's often in a big drum. But honestly, if you've got a small little system, it can be small. If you've got a big system, you can make it into a big system. But you need to have both components. You need to have the mechanical to remove solid waste, and you need to have the biological to convert all of your ammonia into fertilizer for your fish. Okay? Excellent. This is my little barrel aquaponics system, which I'm standing up on top of at the moment. And what I'm wanting to show you is this is the pail. Let me just minimize that a little bit. You see I've got water coming in, and it's coming on this very yucky, and this is all of the solid waste that I did not want to get into my grow bed. So this is just a piece of matting that is collecting all of the solid waste, and it's just literally sitting there underneath so that the water can hit it. Now I do have some shade cloth and some other biomedia in there, but that is definitely not needed. You simply, for such a small little system, we need to have some way of being able to remove the solid waste. That's all that is. Now this, while it's food grade, this pail, it is not UV stable, and I can see, because I've got algae in here, that the sun is also starting to, you know, come through. So that means that in just a little while this pail is going to start cracking and giving way. So this was just a very cheap food grade pail that I got from the local hardware store that I've siliconed the valves into, and the water then comes down into the grow bed, flowing down the grow bed and back into the fish tank down the bottom. But this needs to be changed. So I have a piece of PVC piping, a large one, that I'm going to use in that place. We only need this to be much, much smaller. We only need it to be that high. We need water to come in to hit that mechanical filter, so that piece of matting, and then being able to flow out on either side, because I have the valve on that side as well. It's just in the dark. This is a very basic and cheap mechanical filter. It's doing its job. That matting in there needs to be cleaned, but it's actually doing its job and doing everything it needs to be doing. So I will show you when I do build the next one. I will be building a smaller one with some PVC scraps that I've got at home. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions or comments, make sure you do leave them below, and hit that subscribe button so you can find out when I've got more videos being posted. And don't forget to follow me on other social media, because I do different lives on different social media on different days. So again, thank you for watching. I really value and appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed it.